Hello, welcome to Wagner Academy. This is SAT Math question 74. This one says G is 1/2 of H and H is 4/5 of I. And you may know I is a square root of -1. Looks like we're not using I like that in this case, since it says if I is greater than 0. So we're just using I as some variable. If I is greater than 0, G is what fraction of I? So G is 1/2 of H. That would look, for this part, that would look like this. G equals 1/2 times H. And then if H is 4/5 of I, that would look like this. H equals 4/5 times I. And if I is greater than 0, G is what fraction of I? So we're going to try to have what G equals in terms of I. To do that, if I just multiplied both sides by 2 here in this initial equation, 1/2 would go away. I'd be left with 2G equals H. So H in terms of G would be that value right here. I can now take this value, that expression, plug it in for what I see right here as H. So now I could replace H with 2G, just using substitution there. And so now 2G would equal 4/5 I. We're trying to figure out G is what fraction of I, so we need G by itself. We could divide both sides by 2. That would be the same as multiplying by 1/2. So that's another way to think about this one. And I think since we have a fraction over here, probably a little easier way to think about this one. The 1/2 and the 2 would cancel. I'd be left with G equals, and then with fractions, just multiply straight across. You've got 4 times 1 is 4, 5 times 2 is 10, and that can be reduced down to 2/5. You could have also cross-canceled here with the 4 and the 2 and made that a 2 and a 1 before multiplying across. So to answer our question though, G is what fraction of I? There's your answer right there. So 2/5 right here, G is 2/5 that fraction of I.